Thank you for listening to the Golden Hour Drip podcast with me, Logan Lee Miller. Enjoy the show. Welcome back to the Golden Hour Drip podcast. I'm your host, Logan Lee Miller, and today's Fast Friday is all about perspective. So I just got back from a country concert. I went with one of my friends who lives down the road from me. It was perfect. It was impromptu. She asked us last week, and I immediately said yes, because this summer is all about doing things. It's about saying yes, having the adventure, going on the ride, like having the most fun possible. So it doesn't matter that we're leaving for a float trip tomorrow. It doesn't matter that we have a full work day tomorrow. It's Thursday night, and we are gonna go to a country concert. It's warm out. It is summer nights. The official first day of summer was yesterday, so 2 days from now, from when this episode is going out. It's summertime. I wanted so badly to just put on, some denim jeans, a little tank top, go out, have a blast, have so much fun. The temperature was perfect, right? Like the atmosphere was exquisite, all right? Like it cooled down in the evening and the concert was so good. Now, one of the openers had a few songs, and his entire genre of music was very negative, right? And I'd heard this artist on CDs before, or not CDs. Oh my gosh, when was the last time I listened to a CD? I've heard him on the radio, I've heard him on Spotify, I've heard his music before, and I didn't realize how negative it was, how I don't know, it was just not a good vibe. It's not what I wanted, and I just kept feeling like the type of music he was playing, I like a lot of music, right? I love to, it doesn't matter what type of music it is, I'm gonna enjoy it because that artist has passion. I'm drawn to passion. I love it when people practice their craft and they're just so into it, right? And I just did not get that vibe. I just felt like he was super just angry, and you're allowed to be angry and have passion within your music, but it was a very okay, we are part of a community, a genre that's super, super negative. And there was a song that he was talking about, everything is not good, the situation is bad, so there's no point in improving it because this is just how life is. So what should we do besides just mess around or piss off, And so I was a little irritated because that's not my perspective on life. And I also was just if people hear this on the radio, it can be encouraging to lose hope or to think that it is perfectly okay to if the situation seems bad, there's no point in trying. I just don't understand that mindset or the encouragement around why you would want to sing about that mindset or have others join in on you in your misery, right? And so it got me thinking misery literally loves company. So if you are around people who constantly complain or cannot see the positive in life, you are going to start adopting some of those tendencies, that way of thinking. It happens subconsciously, and then you start really attaching yourself to that idea. And literally, so that was the opener. And then the country artist that we had waited to come out, his first song was literally stay on the sunny side of life, stay positive. And I was totally night and day. It is all about your perspective. This man was dancing on stage. He was moving his little boots. He was so cute. And the opener before was like sitting. He was drinking, he was smoking, which if you want to do those things, great, like more power to you. But it was the energy, right? Like the opener, he was very down in the dumps. That's part of his vibe. That's all the things. He was smoking, he was drinking. It's country, right? Like, I don't know. The vibe was totally different to the actual country artist who we had like wanted to come see. And he was grooving on stage. He was upbeat and peppy. Like, your mindset impacts your energy. Duh. So if you are more on the side of thinking the situation is horrible, like, what can I do? Like, I'm just, a freshman. I'm just 20. I'm just whatever your age, whatever you are disqualifying yourself as, right? Like whatever you have that you cannot get it done or you can't succeed or you can't do the thing, like if that's you usually, what would happen if you shifted your perspective? What would happen if you said, you know what, I'm going to stay on the sunny side of things. I'm going to work to be more positive. I'm going to surround myself with individuals who are positive and want to try to improve their situation. Because I just don't see the point of sitting around complaining about something if you're not willing to take the initiative to try and improve it, right? Like, I just don't think any part of me would want to continue to complain and not focus on the action part of the plan. I'm a very action-oriented person. I'm very goal-oriented. I like to achieve. I like to mark things off my list. And so whenever I'm feeling super, super low, because nobody can be high all the time. Nobody can be at that like super immaculate energy all the time. You're going to have bad days. You're going to have those days where it is tougher to be happy or be more positive or to encourage someone else to improve or encourage yourself to be better or rise to the occasion or get to the next level of, yourself. But I know that this will not last forever. I know that this bad feeling or this negativity or this down in the dumps part is not going to last forever. So what can I do to set myself up for success? What can I start putting in place so that when I do feel happier, it is maximized so much so where it's tenfold, where the work that I was doing, even when it was hard, even when I felt like I couldn't keep going, or even when it seems like all hope has been lost, right? It's being positive. It's choosing to be positive even when things are negative all around you. So for me, no matter the situation, I'm going to make the best of it. You will not stop me, and I want you to adopt the same principle and the same habits because you are meant for truly so much. And if you allow yourself to be dragged down by other individuals who complain about their friends, complain about their work life, complain about their spouse, it happens every single time. You can say, oh no, like I separate myself, like I won't do what they're doing because I'm different. No, like you may not even be able to help it. It's like it's an infection. It's like a disease. Like if you're around negative people, it rubs off on you slowly but surely, right? Like you will start to pick up their habits, their thought processing, because it's a form of like, oh, brainwashing. Like I hear it all the time. So if I hear it all the time, why isn't it true? So caution yourselves on who you're hanging out with, what they're saying all the time. Are they more of a positive person or a more negative person? Like, are they working to improve themselves or do they really care, right? Like, because that makes a huge difference. If they are continuously trying to be positive, trying to see on the sunny side of things, trying to make the situation better, not worse, that's the kind of friend that you want to be around. That's the kind of person that you want to be, because then other individuals who are like-minded will be drawn to you. So if you're negative and you always think, oh, like, what's the point of trying? Truly, why are you listening to this podcast right now? Like, that's the question. If you're listening to this podcast, I know that you want to improve your life, that you want to be a better person, that you're trying to rise to the occasion and get to the next level of yourself. So why are you hanging out with people who are bringing you down? I know that for myself, I think, oh, they really need it because they're in a bad place. That could be true. But if they're just like constantly not trying to better themselves, that's different. That is completely different. You have to be around people who are wanting to improve themselves, or at least want to try. Like, nobody is going to succeed all the time, but if you know that they have a good heart and they're actually trying and they're not just playing you for a fool, then okay, fine, like, you can be friends with them. But I would still distance myself a little bit. I would still try to, like, not associate with myself with them all the time. That doesn't mean that you have to have this big blowout fight and say, oh my gosh, like, we cannot hang out anymore because you are just a negative, rude person and I don't want to hang out with you. That might be a step you might have to take, but you can slowly stop saying yes to things. Stop hanging out with them as much. If it's you who is more negative than positive, start saying affirmations of positive things. Or when you say something negative, combat it with immediately like a positive thing. All right, I stubbed my toe. Oh my gosh, Logan, you're so dumb. Instead of saying that, being like, oh, like, I might have thought that for a split second, but I'm rerouting my brain. I'm thinking new thoughts. So if I stub my toe, instead, I'll say, oh my gosh, like, accidents happen. It's okay. You're okay. You're not dumb, right? Like, combating that negative thinking will help your brain make better connections on how to improve and to be more positive. And it's tough. Like, when you're starting out and trying to be more positive and do the right thing, like, it's not always easy, and you're going to have instances where you're like, oh, like, I want to think positive, but I just can't see the positivity. That's where surrounding yourself with the right people, they're going to be able to lift you up. If you're surrounding yourself with the wrong people, then they're immediately going to tear you down because they don't know any better, right? Like, that's how they live their life. So why wouldn't you live your life that way too? So it's all about thinking ahead and putting the people in your circle, putting your closest friends, making sure that they're actually good for you, they're positive, they're uplifting, because when times get really, really tough, those are the people that you'll be able to rely on. We all have those flaky friends who might not be super positive or motivating, or might be from a different time in your life, right? Like maybe a partying phase, or maybe a time in your life where you gossiped a lot or watched reality TV or whatever, and now you've grown into a different phase of your life and you don't have the same focus that you used to. It can be hard to cut those friends off. They might be stuck in the same like situation, doing the same stuff and not realizing that you've grown. Those relationships can be super hard to navigate at times, but those aren't the people that you trust with your biggest secrets. Those aren't the people that you're calling when things hit the fan and you're stressed out. And these are not the people that you would put as an emergency contact, right? The people that you would put as an emergency contact that are going to have your back, that are going to love you forever, and who are going to support and uplift you, those are your closest circle. Those are the people that you're focusing on, and those are the people that you are trusting with your biggest secrets, and also trusting with your trajectory of your life. Because I always go back to this wonderful quote, like, if you hang around with 4 other bright people, you're going to become the 5th bright person. If you hang out with a bunch of broken bulbs, soon you're going to be a broken bulb, because they're going to rub off on you. You're going to start adopting their mannerisms. You're going to start adopting, their habits, their thoughts, their what they do every single day. So surround yourself with the positive people. And I was sitting at this concert and I was like, How many times are we met with a decision and we choose the easier route of complaining about it, right? And like complaining to our friends or our family or our coworkers, right? Like, what if we just didn't complain about it? What if we tried to look on the positive side of things? Gossiping is really detrimental and can bring your energy levels down so far because you get in this mindset just like wanting to tear people down. And then sometimes you'll look in the mirror and you'll start picking apart yourself because your brain is in that loop, it's in that habit, it's in that like mindless, okay, this is what we're thinking. So if you can change it, and when you don't gossip, when you are thinking about the positive in life, then that's what your brain is going to have a habit of. And you're going to think good thoughts, and you're not going to pick yourself apart. You're not going to pick other people apart. You're not going to pick your spouse apart because you are positive and you're truly happy. And this is not to go as far as like the toxic positivity that's like, oh, like, why are you sad? Well, my cat got hit by a car. Like, I can't be sad for a moment. It's not what I'm talking about at all. I'm just, in your life, I would rather, or in my life, I would rather choose happiness over negative thinking, right? Like if I'm met with lemons, I'm gonna try and make lemonade. I'm not gonna just suck on the lemon and say this lemon sucks, there's no point in trying. That's just not my personality, and I know that's not your personality either. So take this Friday, find all the ways that you can be positive, share this with a friend who might have another toxic friend who's been really bringing them down lately. And I just want to say thank you for listening. Thank you for choosing yourself and trying to improve yourself and be better. Trying to be your own golden hour. You're awesome, you're amazing, and I love you so much. Thank you for watching or listening, and until next time, bye!